All right, welcome back. We're on our next day of practice for our graphic arts dragon eye picture. So we're going to be doing our third practice today. Today we're going to actually be using an image from Google, and we're going to try to replicate it, similar to like what we'll be doing with our dragon eye, only we want to probably simplify it a little bit today. Because our dragon eyes can get a little bit complicated, right? They're pretty intricate and involved. So we want to go for something a little more simple today, very geometric, basic shapes. And I want you to think about today as your first day skateboarding. So whether you know how to skateboard or not, I want you to think about your first day skateboarding. Did you hit up the skate park and go on like huge ramps and do all kinds of crazy tricks? Or did you probably start on a flat surface where it was a little bit easier to learn? My guess is most of us would choose that flat surface, right? Because we don't want to get hurt the first time. Not that you're going to get hurt today, but we do want to just keep it a little bit more simple with the images that we're choosing today. And you're about to see why. Okay, so first and foremost, go ahead and head into your art folder, and just like we've been doing, new, more, Google Drawings. Okay, we are going to title this one Practice 3 Graphic Arts. Okay, so just Practice 3 Graphic Arts. And now we need to pick a picture for in here. We want it simple, geometric, works really well for this. So what I typed in was simple geometric animal illustration. I don't know if you can see the top there, but just simple geometric animal illustration. And this was the one that I chose. You can see it's very simple, lots of basic geometric shapes, nothing too crazy here. But there's lots of different options, right? And it doesn't necessarily even have to be an animal. It could be a plant or a car. The key is going to be keep it simple. I'm going to just copy this real quick. For example, I wouldn't want something like this because you're probably going to be spending 3 hours on that. Okay, so keep it simple. So all you want to do once you've found the image you want, just right click on it and hit copy. Come back in here and hit paste. If for some reason it's not allowing you to do the copy paste thing, you can always screenshot it, would be one way. Or also, just cropping that down a little bit, you could also come up to insert image and search the web. And once again, you're just going to type in like simple geometric animal or simple geometric plant or whatever. You can search the web right in your slides and it'll add it in there for you too. Okay, so that's another way. Lots of ways to get pictures in there. But I'm going to make it nice and big so you guys are able to see it. So this is what I'm working with. Our goal now is going to be to use shapes to replicate each of the shapes that you're seeing in here. I'm going to just start with a simple one. I see an upside down triangle for like the forehead of this fox. So I'm going to go to my shape and I'm going to find a triangle. Kind of get it as close as I can. Now you're noticing like that needs to get flipped upside down, not quite the right way. So you'll see at the top of this, there's like a little circle sticking out here. If I grab that, you can see I can turn this in whatever direction I want. So I'm going to just simply turn it upside down. Put it here, and I'm going to make some adjustments to try to get that to fit as best as I can. It might not be perfect, but that looks pretty good, right? Okay, so we're doing 2 different challenges today. Challenge 1 is going to be to cover this entire animal or whatever image you've chosen, simple geometric image, cover it with different shapes using our shapes tool in Google Drawing as best we can. It's not always going to work out perfectly. To our next class, I'll have other instructions for like really crazy shapes. Once we start getting to those, it takes longer, but you have more control over exactly what it looks like. So more on that next time. For today, we're just doing basic shapes here. The other challenge, and I'm going to give you a heads up, I have learned that this does not work on every single device because, you know, we all have different devices, so it may or may not work on yours. If it doesn't work on yours, here's what I want you to know. It's not absolutely necessary. It's a color selector where you can like go and, here, let me show you. So I'm going into my fill bucket, right? The color fill. And then for me, I actually have this pick a custom color right here, this little color dropper. But I know a lot of devices won't have that. They'll just have the plus sign. So I'm going to show you that route. So I'm going to click on that. And now on the plus side, here's where I have that custom color dropper. Once again, though, not every device is going to have this. I'm going to show it just in case because it is a fun party trick. And it can help you if you're like, I want that exact color, and you don't want to spend a bunch of time going like, okay, let's see, let's go like this, and you don't want to spend a lot of time trying to get it exactly right. If you have this option, go ahead and select it. And I know you can't see this on the screen right now, but I can see it on my screen. Basically, there's a circle that I'm going like this over the screen, and depending on what color I land on, it'll change the shape that color. So for example, I'm going to go for, do you guys see like this kind of berry colored bar where my tabs are at? I'm going to go up there and I'm going to click it. So click, and I hit OK. And do you see how this color matches the color up here that I selected? So it's just fun to do, and it gives us, you know, it saves us a little time if we're trying to get an exact color. But it's definitely, if you don't have it, it's not necessary. I just wanted to show it to you though, so you can play around with that if you have this option. Okay, let's talk about some more difficult shapes. Like for example, this one, because it's got some different angles in it, right? It's not exactly symmetrical, so how are we gonna do this? First, I'm gonna start off just by finding the closest shape that I can. So there we go, we'll flip it around and we'll try to get it on there as best as we can, knowing that it might not be exact. So right now it pretty much matches here and it pretty much matches here, but you can see I've got like this boomerang shape left behind. So it's not great, it's not perfect. Maybe I could even, I don't know, if I try to expand it, will that be helpful? Maybe I change the angle a little bit more. Okay, it's getting, you know, we're getting closer. So I'm going to have to play around with this a little bit. But I still have these two shapes. But as I'm looking at them, I'm like, wait a second. Those are kind of just triangles, aren't they? Maybe we try that. Maybe we add to it a triangle shape. Let's see what that does. Let's see if we can kind of use more than one shape to fill it in the way we want it to be. Okay, we're getting there, right? Like it's happening. Kind of, it's not perfect. And I'm going to leave the border on it right now just so you can see it better. And I've got a little bit extra here that I maybe don't want. So I'd maybe need to play around with that a little bit more. And obviously I still need to do this little guy here, right? So we'll add another triangle. Or a different shape. It might be a different shape. That works best. Let's see, we'll flip that. See if I can switch my angle a little bit. I'm just going to play around with it a little bit more. For the sake of this video though, I don't want it to take too long. You can see I've kind of got it filled in. Now, right now though, it's three shapes in one, and we wouldn't necessarily want that. But you guys will remember from a couple days ago that we were able to go to border color, right? Right now my border color is black, but I could just make it transparent. Ooh, let's do that for all three of them. If I go to border color, transparent, border color, transparent, and click out, look at that. Now it looks like one even shape, right? So feel free to try that. If you've got it matching where it's like both sides are the same, you could also select these. I'm hitting Shift and I'm selecting all of them at once. And I'm going to do something called grouping them. So now they're all grouped together, and they are essentially, when grouped together, they are one shape. Okay? So the reason why that can come in handy is now I can Control D to duplicate and flip it around the other way. I might need to play around with it a little bit, but it's a lot less work than starting from scratch. So yeah, and I can always ungroup too if I need to make some adjustments to just like one of the shapes or the other. Maybe I move this one out a little bit more because it might not be a perfect, the drawing might be a little bit asymmetrical from one side to the other. But anyway, have fun with that. So our goal for today is going to be to get this entire image so that it's filled out with the shapes that you're seeing there, and you might need to kind of piece them together and overlap them a little bit to kind of make the shapes that you want. Don't forget, of course, as well, you want to be recording this into your art journal, the time spent watching the video and or in class. And then, of course, the time that you actually spend working on this as well. You can see a couple different examples that I've got going so far. So have fun with it. I can't wait to see how these turn out, and we'll see you next time.